Hello everybody, this is Inan with another session for the paper of English Précis and Composition. Today we'll be briefly looking at the set of questions related to reading skills. This is the primary purpose of this paper. The paper is named after one of the questions related to reading skills, that is of Bracy writing. So the test of reading skills is divided into two categories: Bracy and reading comprehension. Both carry 20 marks each. If anyone wants to evaluate a candidate's English language skills, I, as a student of English language, firmly believe that the ultimate test is the question of Bracy writing. However, going through the questions of Précis and composition or comprehension, we need to consider that a candidate needs to identify the purpose of the writer and the purpose of the passage. The purpose can be divided into several layers, or there might be even a single purpose of a passage. For example, a passage might have explanation as the purpose at its core. Description can also be the purpose of the passage. There would be certain passages which might be focusing on argumentation. There can be a few passages which are solely concerned with persuasion. Certain passages would be related to information, and they would aim to provide certain information to the reader. There would be a few passages which might focus upon analysis of an idea. Before writing the Précis or even attempting the questions of comprehension, you need to identify the purpose of the passage. For instance, if we are reading a passage and there are several adjectives and adverbs, the purpose is description. If there is another passage in which there is a call to action with certain arguments, the purpose is persuasion. There can be certain passages in which no one is trying to prove a point. It is mere presentation of facts, mere presentation of data of any kind, which might be the subject of the top of the passage. The purpose is providing information. If a passage looks back at the past, or maybe looks forward at the future, or considers the present in relation to past and future, the purpose is analysis. However, we need to go through several passages to identify each and every purpose, and for that we might have any other session, or whenever I get an opportunity, we would be looking at that in isolation as well. But for the moment, you have to keep this in mind, that your primary responsibility is to identify the purpose of the passage. The most important paragraph or the most important question is related to Précis and composition. Most of the candidates are least aware that what do the examiners think about Précis writing. You must know that there are certain marking categories which the examiners keep in mind when it is about Précis writing. The first category is lexical resource. I must clarify that lexical resource does not only refer to vocabulary. It is a wider term which has been used by linguists and examiners to consider a wider set of categories which also includes vocabulary. But then the natural and sophisticated control over words, and then several sets of categories of words, including collocation of words, understanding the formality and informality in the passage, the substitution of the words, all comes into the category of lexical resource. The second category is syntax, which means word order in a sentence. For instance, we have been studying since our school days that there is a subject, and then in the predicate part we have a verb and the object. Most of the candidates are unaware of the fact that verb is the central word in English language. It is not noun, it is verb. So if there is an error of verb forms, or if there is an error of subject-verb agreement, the entire sentence falls, the sentence structure falls. Unfortunately, the errors of subject-verb agreement are like a viral misery. Even those who are aware of the rules or norms or conventions of writing and grammar, they are committing the same mistake again and again. And certain other mistakes related to syntax are not entertained by examiners, and the candidate might lose marks in the examination. Another area is conciseness or concision. Conciseness is the key. Brevity is the soul of wit. As précis is an abstract or a gist of a longer passage, there is no place for irrelevant or invented materials. There is no place even for certain ideas which might be the part of the original essay, which is not even there in the passage which is given to you, so you are concerned only with that passage. Word length also matters to an extent that it is better if you do not exceed the 1/3 of the words of the original passage, or if there is a prescribed limit of words, it's better to remain within the limit which is prescribed by the examiner. Fourth area which the examiners consider while going through a précis is style. That what is the style of the writer? Because style is man. You have to write in an expository style. You must present as things are there in the original passage. Try to restrict your style to expository style. Title. Title refers to the identification of the main theme of the passage. Once you identify the main theme of the passage, for which one of the hints is that the main idea of any passage is hidden in the topic sentence of the passage. Identify the topic sentence, identify the theme, and then provide a relevant title. This was about reading skills in short for you, and now I'm moving towards another significant announcement. That soon my book, Competitive English, is going to hit the markets, and it is solely for the purpose of facilitating all those who love English language, all those who want to fall in love with English language, all those who aspire to become a bureaucrat and crack CSS examination. It is also a book which is going to build your grammatical skills even if you're aspiring for any other examination. It will also help you build your vocabulary for most of the English tests, including GRE and GAT. It is going to build your writing skills as well, because this book is divided into several categories. There is one category of grammar which includes discussion on verbs, modals, nouns, all the parts of speech and all the categories of syntax in a more lucid and more comprehensible language which would be easier for several students and most of the CSS aspirants. Another group of this book is vocabulary, in which we will be addressing the technique of root words. We will also be addressing the technique of identifying the meaning of idioms, and there is a complete list of idioms. There is also a list of pairs of words, phrasal verbs. The third group or the category of this book is reading skills, in which we will focus on questions like Bracy and composition, questions on comprehension, and how can we improve our reading skills. Another set or category of this book is writing skills, in which the book focuses on construction of paragraphs, maintaining coherence and cohesion. Even if you have to write shorter paragraphs, longer essays, those brief tips on writing skills would be enlightening for most of the candidates. The book also focuses on language in use, the level shifts from one language to another, which are essential if you are trying to translate any passage, any piece of work from one language to another language. For your facility, there is also a set of past papers from several comparative examinations across the length and breadth of Pakistan and even South Asia. I hope that once the book hits the markets, you are going to avail this opportunity. Go through that book. Remember me in prayers. Stay sanitized. Stay safe. God bless you. Bye-bye.